Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. Good morning, everybody. It's time for our daily Forex trading strategy session. 7:30 in the morning, New York time, approximately London lunch. It's April 26th. It's a Tuesday, the beginning of the two-day Fed meeting. I don't know what the Bank of Japan's doing. Flipping coins, I guess. But let's clean our workspace and get ready for another great Forex trading day. Hey, where'd my video go? Huh, it's over here now. Weird. Let's go. So welcome to Forex.Today. Me. I'm trying to find my inner motivation. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. So please always stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne McDonell. I'm the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. I'm doing this session today to help you become successful, and if I can achieve that, perhaps I'll earn your money. And with such, you will open up a live trading account with us. Maybe for now you'll give us a try and use a demo. Just go to TradersWay.com. We do these sessions every day, 7:30 in the morning, Monday through Thursday, here at Forex.Today. Where? Forex.Today. And every Friday at FXStreet.com, where I am, Forex Speaker of the Year. Which year? This year. Yeah. And then in the upper left-hand corner, that's me talking about how to use technical analysis to trade the London session in Shenzhen. That's the 2018 Chinese Forex Expo. Had a nice time. Hung out with Daniel. Drank a lot of beer with Daniel. That's the thing I love about Carlton. Free beer! Yeah. Nah, you can have anything you want, but yeah. Qingdao! So anyways, what do we got going on today? Well, we're starting the Fed meeting. Bank of Japan's got its meeting coming up, Thursday morning for them, Wednesday evening for me. It's going to be a great day. Nah, nothing crazy, Nuno. Yeah. Yeah, other than that, I guess we got some technicals coming out, right? So what do you want to do? We got a weak dollar. We got a weak yen. Sounds good to me, huh? Let's play the happy music and do some technical analysis. It's a good opportunity to suck down coffee. Cool, man. So, did you go through any of the analysis left at Forex.Today today? Anybody? Yeah? Cool. Miles said all of them. Were you able to leave some comments and feedback for the authors? I know I ask every day. I'm trying to help you build a successful community where you can thrive and share ideas. Cool. Kiwi dollar, yeah, cool. Boop, 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 boop. Nice. So there should be some comments. Oh, 2 comments, not bad. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Jim. Cool, guys. I'm just trying to inspire and be a catalyst to make the community thrive, as I said. And for it to thrive, we need everyone's participation. Richard said the London session's been brilliant. Right on. Okay, well, let's get caught up. What's going on in gold? Apparently, the monthly central pivot point has been important to gold traders. Coolio. There's last week's reversal pivot. Down. Up. Look at the cluster of central pivots, huh? How cool. Now, the thing is, if you're a bear, and it kind of looks like it's made a lower low, lower high, lower low scenario, if that's the case, and the cluster of central pivots is our high for the week, the actual target is way down here at 1200. Another $50 drop. Very cool. Oh, you actually sold that one. Very nice. It hasn't been a huge move, but it might be the beginning of something reasonable, right? So the part that I'm looking at is the rejection, the lower low, lower than that low, lower high, 382 Fibonacci retracement. But more importantly, the central bit's acting as the top, therefore that predicts weekly S2, which is also a monthly S1, which I'm good with. I'm okay with that. And if you're, in fact, if you're actually going to play it as a monthly move, then you're going to look at monthly S2, and that's 1165, if that fulfills its destiny. And it could, right? Could be a rabbit, could be. Very interesting there. Crude. I'm cruising now, I'm bruising now, I'm never losing. Okay. It's still technically a high, right? So how do you want to play it? What down to what is, what do you want to do, 50%? 50% predicts a what, a 1382, right? Something like that. What do you think? Smell like a plan? Okay. Notice this one. I can't do it on this time frame. 4 hour. Well, that was brilliant. We should probably leave that one. Well, I want to mess it up because it was so nice. Guess we got to. All right, so I'm going to move this to this top and this to what? This bottom. How nice that was. Up, down, up. And you notice that they're going to cluster around this 121.4. Whoa, don't want to do that. Make sense? We got stuff going on here, up here, around 46, 47, 48, all in there. Yeah, Coolio, Nothing wrong with that. You should still understand why those are strong or weak. And if you don't mind me asking, Coolio, what time frame do you use to discern which one's strong and which one's weak? Oh, you have a meter. Yeah. I have no. Well, it's a double-edged sword. I've seen many different meters. In some cases, they're not so clear what math they're using to come up with that and how they're measuring strong versus weak. So if I were you, I would dig into that to make sure I understand it better. But there's one caveat to all such things. No matter how you're doing it, even if you're doing a relative strength exercise on your own, you're measuring pure past performance, and that's not necessarily indicative of future results. Right? So because it's been strong the last 2 hours doesn't mean it's going to be strong the next 2 hours. That's all. That's all. But it's a nice way to kind of focus on the most important currency pairs, right? So it's better than nothing for sure. But sometimes you get locked on like a, I don't know, a Euro Kiwi trade, and only because one is strong and one is weak, and that may not be fundamentally correct. You might be, in that case, a Kiwi Euro trade might make sense based on what's happened over the last 2 or 3 hours. But fundamentally speaking, they're both weak, and it's probably a low probability trade. So just, that's all. Oh yeah, there's no doubt. So I'm just saying you should, you could have more than that, Coolio, but it's good. And to also know the weaknesses of it too is not a bad thing, right? Okay. So like this could be strong for the last 3 hours and is going to be weak for the next 3 days. But anyways. Okay. So like for example, hey man, it's been super strong the last few hours. Yeah, but you're at resistance. Right? So probabilities are going to change. So that's all. Okay. So yeah, it was strong for the last 2 hours, and now it is at resistance, and now it probably won't go higher. That's all. You get it. You get it. I was trying to, as we were talking about that, I was trying to think what I used to do, and I'll compare it to what your meter probably does. Your meter probably looks at something like how far in the average true range maybe currencies have gone, or maybe how many green candles versus red candles. One of the things I used to do back when I first started a million thousand years ago was I looked at the percentage change overnight. And that's where I started when I did relative strength exercises. Sure, Coolio. Just make sure you understand the math. How is it making that decision? That's all. I'm not poo-pooing on it. All right. So cool. So now you're stuck in this area where you need to decide fundamentally what you are. Okay. Okay. A bear should like this area. Okay. A bear should like this area for selling. So, let's call it something like this. Okay? Because no matter how bullish it's been, basically what this 107.50, 108 touch, Now we're way up here, 112, 111. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so if the Bank of Japan, for example, doesn't do anything, this is going to come down because it's already oversold, in this case, for this pair, overbought. Okay, so the yen could get strong here if the Bank of Japan decides not to do anything. Now, what they're thinking about doing, I don't know, you probably have read this, and I think it's interesting, but what the Bank of Japan is thinking about announcing, or the rumor of what the Bank of Japan is thinking about announcing on Thursday their time, Wednesday New York time, is they're going to pay banks to loan out money. Now, I actually like that. I like that. It's interesting because it takes money from the monetary base and puts it into the money supply. So I like it better than negative interest rates. So I don't know, let's see. But what I said a week ago is don't be shocked at a central bank's ability to disappoint. Oh, Miles says, why not give money to people as citizenship minimum income support? I'm not sure what you mean, but let me, there's a, when you study, in this case, it's microeconomics, what the data shows you is that if you give someone $1,000, so like a tax refund, what do they do with it? It's just a one-time $1,000. No, they pay down their debt, or they save it. They don't spend it. That's what the data shows. They don't. Seriously. If you say to a guy, I'm going to give you $1,000 a year every single year forever, then maybe in the beginning they save it, but if they believe it's an increase in income and not just a one-time payment, but if they believe it's going to be there all the time, then the marginal propensity to spend is increased, if you want to get goofy with it. Oh no, not the marginal propensity. Okay, so that's what happens. So if let's say you don't have a job, you're strapped in debt, right? You're drowning in debt, and someone gives you money, you're like, oh, boom, pay off the debt, and nothing changes. It never enters the money supply. Well, it's Miles versus the modern theory of microeconomics. It's Miles versus the last 100 years of microeconomics. Hey, I'm not saying you're wrong. If that's what I felt, that's what I would stand up. So yeah, as long as you back that up. Let me tell you, almost everything they teach in university is wrong. So I'm just telling you what they teach. Okay, the marginal propensity to spend is increased if they believe the money is going to keep coming. If it's a one-time payment, they don't spend it. They pay down their debt. Okay? All right, well, it doesn't have to make sense. That's just what they teach. If you want an A, that's what you put down on the paper. Boom, you get an A. It keeps the old man happy. Yeah. So anyway, so where the heck are we now? Oh, USD yen. All right, so if yen gets strong, let's say because the Bank of Japan does nothing. Come on. That's what you'll see. And if you believe they'll do nothing, That's how you, oh, did that just work? So let's do it like that. All right. No, I'm going to do it like this. Okay, fine. So that's that. What if you're a bull? Now, if it's a bull, you should already know that Uncle Wayne tells you to pay close attention to big psych levels like 111. You already know that, so I don't need to say it. Okay. That could be supportive. Okay. I think it's contest. I think there are bears there as well as bulls. Congested, contested. And then maybe down here, like, why don't we call it a $1.10? 100 pips farther down. What do you think about such things? Let's play it like, let me back out a little bit. What if it did this? Okay, what do you think? Of course, these don't sit properly. They move, huh? Too bad. Make sense? So the key here is buy it at support or sell it at resistance, right? So on a 5-minute chart, should you have considered buying it around this 111? Okay. Now, it went a little lower, right? Do you remember what my buy zone is when you are above a psych level and are retracing back down to the buy level? What is the buy zone? Yeah, you play the 0080, right? So the buy zone in this case is somewhere between 00 and 80, which is this area. So if you open up your mind a little bit, right? Yeah, on this level. But okay, now let's back out again. Let's put it back to the hourly, and or even 4-hour. I guess I got to go way out here. You see what we're playing? This little 5-minute congestion goes all the way back to February 10th. Okay? So it either goes up here or it drops down to basically 110 and goes up there. So if you're going to play this, you need to be like on the ball, man. Like, what are you doing? Right? You're in your zone, man. What is it that you're doing? So somewhere in here, you got to play it. Somewhere. Or at least be ready, right? Miles said, now should I wait for a pullback? Well, sure, you're always going to wait for a pullback, right? So in this time frame, how is price action going to behave? Higher high. Okay, I don't know if it's going to come down yet. It might go all the way to 20 before it comes down, but let's just do the basics. I'm not looking at particular price levels like I normally do. I'm just going to draw price action. Just, just basic pattern. Okay, I'm not looking at support or resistance here. I'm just, drawing that out. So yeah, you're always going to be looking for dips. Okay. But let's say you're swing trading. Okay. What are you using for? How about a day trade? What's your day trade on this? 5100 OCO. So down in here, down in this zone here, around 80, 85, 90, I don't know. You finally decide maybe after this big high, after this, move in here, let's say around 85 plus some spread. So let's say close to 90, you throw down a 50 pips stop and you're long. Your stop is way down here at 40. Your target is up, right? You're targeting 112-ish, 111.90, isn't it? Yeah. There's your day trade. Okay. Are you comfortable with that? Well, if you break through this level, the next level is about 112. So yeah, you pick up 100 pips before you get challenged again. Okay. Miles says, what about playing the monthlies? Well, then it's probably not a day trade. That's a true swing trade. Okay. But here we are right in here. So I'm just helping you focus. Like, if you're a bull, you need to buy here and you need to buy here. And if you don't have any of that on your radar, you're either not planning or you're not really a bull. You're just sitting around trying to figure it out. And what you're doing is you're slowly, quietly blowing up your trade account in super slow-mo. Okay. Ryan says, is it overcautious to wait till Thursday? Well, when do you want to eat lunch? Today or like Thursday or Friday? I mean, it's your call. Like, I don't know I haven't read the disclosure document of your Forex fund. Okay. So I don't know what your alpha is. What is it that you're doing, right? So, and Joseph says, what a bear. Well, Joseph, I started with that. So, right? So up in here, okay. Oh, so you're saying as a follow-up? Well, okay, now you got to wait, right? So the first one, if you traded it, you jammed your stop and you're nervous. And you're going to look for a reversal, maybe around 112. See, like I said, on this pair, I prefer to use big Sykes. So I'm going to look just short, around 1190, maybe. Or look for a roll reversal. So or a price action move. So you kind of want to, if it's going to drop, ideally it drops in here, but it's no longer, I mean, it's not bearish yet. So, you got to be careful, right? So let it produce the bearishness if that's what it's going to do. How's the stock market doing? Cool. Our little buy zone held perfectly. Look at this. Down to the 21, straight up like a rocket ship. Lufle. We're not quite to the all-time high. So if the Fed does nothing, this moves up. Okay. That's the S&P 500. Beautiful, huh? Beautiful move. Now remember, when the stock market was falling, I told you to stay calm and stay focused, and we discussed how almost all market participants make money on the way up and hardly anybody makes money on the way down, and that we didn't have the end of the world type scenario that we had back in 2007, 2008, 2009, and that this would be a buying opportunity for those that are readjusting their portfolios. Same thing when the Japanese yen was ripper strong and the thing dropped 1,000 pips in like a week. Told you stay focused, stay strong, do your analysis. I asked you simple things like, should the Japanese yen be weaker by the end of the year? Everybody said yes. Then look, find your lines, find your levels of support, stay focused. I hope these things kick in, man. Look at these moves. These are beautiful moves. Huge moves. Pound yen is up, 800 or 900 pips from the bottom? And at the whole time, I'm telling you to stay focused and stay calm and pick your lines and look for your reversals. And if you're a bear, get ready, right? So anyways, I hope some of these things kick in or more importantly, stick. Let's do pig dog first. Okay, let's get rid of this. That's based on this here. It's funny, I haven't been looking at the pivots on this one. Very interesting. This one I really had set for a breakout, huh? Well, you can see it went to that target. I don't remember why I had that target up here at 45.50, but at least we're there now. I don't remember why we had it that way. Let me just clean some of that up. Okay. Gapped down, filled the gap, continued mission, pullback, roll reversal to the 21 and up. You see the price action? It starts first with the gap. Okay. What? Is that it? Maybe it is. Yeah. Okay. There's the gap. Let's do a different color because of the pivot. Boom. Okay. There's the gap. Right? Everybody remembers the training for the gap? How to trade the gap? Okay, the gap comes down, we fill the gap, turns around, continues mission, makes a higher high. Any price action technician simply moves this across. That's the new buy zone. Price moves sideways, kicks the 21, jumps up to the next level. The technician here using price action should bring this across, so on and so forth. No, Fred, no, you don't trade the direction of the, oh, I see, you mean the way that it opens. Okay, yeah, I guess so, yeah. Yeah, whatever created the bullishness. Yeah, no, you got it. Yeah, gap up, trade up. Sure. Okay, cool. So pretty basic stuff here. That's on an hourly chart, so you only have like 12 hours to get ready for the trade. Here we are in a 15-minute 21, which should be a buy zone if you're a bull. Stokes looks fine to me. Okay, keep in mind the time of day too. Sure, Guy. I mean, that's kind of the point, right? If you think it's going to fill the gap and then continue mission, then yeah, that's the whole point. I don't tend to sell into the gap because it's counter trend. Well, Miles, there's more to life than the daily pivot point. Contrast this with the pig yen, otherwise known as the beast, otherwise known as the widowmaker. I know I accidentally clicked on Kiwi. Hang on. So let's take a look at the widowmaker. Well, Fred, the 200 EMA is a target. So if you're heading back to that, that's just where the market's returning to neutrality. Okay? You don't look at it like it has to go down. I mean, if price is rising through the moving averages back to the 200, then the market's just simply going neutral. Okay? I mean, you ask yourself, where's the 5.8? Where's it going? Well, in the moment, it's rising, right? And if you've broken through the market's dead. So it's resetting back at the 200. Okay. Now, the reason I say it's a target is because when you get to the 200 EMA, I have no idea if it's going to go up or down. How could I if bulls and bears agree? There isn't a larger community of bulls and bears. Someone hasn't said, I'm going to take over and drive this somewhere else. The market's neutral. Okay. All right, so the beast. Very similar to what we were doing before. Did we do this like yesterday? No, we did this last week. No, was it Monday? Well, anyways, I could see I fibbed this for you. I see I drew a support line for you. And it looks like price came down and around 160 became support. We're now at 162 almost. So yeah, only 200 pip move. You're welcome. Yeah, I can see what's going on here. Yeah, cool. That's the thing about the beast, huh? Doesn't look like much. Yeah, it's only 200 pips. Yeah, this is yesterday, New York. Yeah. This is today, London. Beautiful. Filled the gap probably more than you would have liked, but notice how it just moved into the moving averages. Cool, man. Cool beans. Making a higher high now, huh? Oh, Richard took that one as well, making some big money on it. I like Cohibas, Richard. Big, fat, juicy, thick Cohibas. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Wayne, is this a buy zone? No, no, no. It's still resistance. Now, once it's gone up to, let's say, way up here, and then retraces back, then in the future it'll be a buy zone. Absolutely not. Okay. Oh, what do you mean? You're talking about down here? Yeah, well, that's the trade plan from yesterday. So, yeah, yesterday when I drew the breakout, pullback, Fibonacci retracement into a psych level and drew the support area. Yeah, that's right. Yesterday, you should have bought it. Now, no. So, do you want to see tomorrow's plan? Just make sure everyone's on the clue train here. You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cruel to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. I just want your extra job and your kiss. All right, so what news do we have at the bottom of the hour? What do we have news-wise? Durable goods. Wah, wah, wah. Really? All right, I guess we got to trade that. Wow. You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be. Just want your extra time and your kiss. So everybody wants to buy the buy Prince's albums. Yeah, the funny thing is most people think Prince started with like Purple Rain. I'm like, well, really? They're making movies of somebody that's not famous yet? Clearly, there was a life before Purple Rain. Sorry, I'm just looking for something. Trying to find it. I have to go. I'm checking my email from 2007. 2000, yeah. $2,006. Need to download an old database. Yeah, 9 minutes. Yeah, I'm just downloading an old database that I haven't used in years. I just want your extra time. How are you guys doing as far as lining up your oscillators on multiple time frames? Right. Remember, if you can't aim, it doesn't matter what rifle you use. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, since I'm not going to have a lot of time in the next few months outside of these webinars, one of my goals is to finish my fundamentals course. I know it's almost been a year. In fact, I was working on it yesterday. I want to wrap that up, and then I want to build a course on technical analysis. And then I thought I'd put together some sort of special based on, I want to call it basically summer school, and wrap that up together in a nice little package and offer a little special so that you can do a whole technical analysis course and a whole fundamental analysis course. And I'm guessing the whole thing combined is like 30 or 40 hours worth of work. And that you could do that over summer I'm going to have less and less time. I got a lot going on now, and I got a lot more going on. It's ridiculous. I can barely breathe when you start putting in family responsibilities too. You're like, oh my gosh. No, it'd be online, Buzz. Yeah, no, I'll still do the daily webinars, of course. But I have grad school all summer, or not all summer, I should say all of June. Somewhere in there, I'm going to do a trip to the Caribbean. Somewhere in there, I'm going to do a trip to South Africa. I mean, oh my gosh. And then I think this fall, I think I'm going to have at least one or two more trips, probably back to China and probably back to Dubai. So, holy smokes. Just like, I don't know, just crazy, just crazy. So I thought I would put together, a summer school type thing where you could really sharpen your skills beyond what I give you in these sessions, just because their time is so short. So I kind of want to leave a legacy. Mitchell, you're in the Caymans? I'll be farther south than that, but Cool. Yeah. No, but I think I got to fly through like Puerto Rico. Oh. Um, I don't know. So maybe we can meet up there if you're going to be down there. I'll zip over to the Caymans or something, or you zip over to Puerto Rico. All right, so we just got a couple of minutes here. Let me get, I use tradethenews.com. I was trying to find a database, if you're wondering why I'm chit-chatting. I was trying to find an old database and I couldn't find it, but let me get tradethenews.com. Yeah, Horace. So it should be pretty nice, huh? How are you doing on balancing your, on your commercial bank balance sheets? By the way, the Hungarian central bank just cut its interest rates. Miles, in that case, I don't really care about strong versus weak on that. I mean, you can do it for sure, but I'm watching yen pairs. Okay, if you're looking at like the 4-hour 55 on the Euro USD with the 4-hour Stokes as a kicker, you're probably going to try to push Euro USD down. But the thing with durable goods, and I mentioned this yesterday when we went through the calendar, is it's highly volatile. If there's a news report that doesn't trend, it's probably durable goods. So I'll give you an example. Last month, we basically got -3%. This month, we're expecting +2%. Well, what are you talking about? Month over month, a spread of 5%. So trade what you're going to trade, right? Yeah, but that's okay, Miles. Trade what you're going to trade and look for the opportunity. Right? So what's going to happen is either the dollar gets strong or the dollar gets weak. Okay? But just be careful with this durable goods. I think it's mostly noise. But set up what you want to trade and get ready.
The March preliminary durable goods data in just a few seconds. Durable 0.8% is below the 1.9% expected. Prior buys 1/10 lower to -3.1.
Okay, it's a miss. Dollar initial move is weak.
Unexpected. Capital goods orders 0.0%. 0.6 lower than expected, with backlog buys down 2/10 to -2.7%. Capital goods shipments at 0.3% is 0.6 lower than expected. Prior buys down 1/10 to -1.8%.
Okay, Euro yen up, Aussie yen up, CAD yen up, Kiwi yen up, USD yen down. Shows you the dollar got weak on this move. Now the USD yen, if you're looking at the 4-hour chart, is at support. I've already shown you this. So if you're buying it at the 4-hour 21, you're at 111 right now. 111, 111.
Spending down 6.6% on the month. U.S. Treasury prices have moved up off the lows of the session following the durable goods data. The 10-year note futured 129.09. The low was 129.05 half. The dollar also continues to be weaker. The euro moving out to a new high, testing 113 again. Cable at a 3.5 month high, 145.83.
This is our buy zone from earlier in the day. Dollar index still down. Pound dollar made its high. Let's go back to pound dollar since we already analyzed that one. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. I just want your extra time and your holy smokes. Beautiful move on the 15, huh? Just want your extra time. So 46 is also a pivot profit zone. So check your bottom. Check your bottom. What's the bottom? Whoa, way high. That's way high. I don't know. I don't know what the top is. Now, who would have thought all this bullishness in the British pound would show up in the beginning of April, huh? Who would have thought that? Nope. No, we don't. Look at that. Holy smokes. Is ripping it. Euros, Oscar Mike as well. Dollar is continuing to lose value drastically and dramatically. The daily USD yen chart says way down. So let me go back to that. Okay, 4 hours says it's thinking about heading up. Watch the daily. You know what it seems to me is, what, 4 days from now? Maybe next week we're buying yen? So you know what I try to do is I try to line up the daily with the 4 hour. The 4 hour says up. So you know it'd be sweet is if this comes up, gets this overbought. And if we get that case, we don't always get it that nice, but we certainly have. It'd be interesting to see if we end up buying yen after the meeting. Okay. Because again, if this was way overbought, and then I switch this to the daily, then the 4-hour wants to come down, and the daily wants to come down. Nick, come on, Nick. Same question as I think you've asked this before. I think everyone's asked this question before. So I gotta like chuckle at it. Not that it's a bad question, but it's the same answer. There's neither of them are lying. There's no more weight on one or the other. They just are. You got to look at it from a Buddhist point of view, Nick. They just are. And they're both right. So what does that mean? Well, eventually the 4 hours is going to want to go up. Either off the 21 or off the 55. Okay? It will want to go up. By the time right, by the time you're 6 feet underground, this will go up at least once. Hopefully that's not today, right, Nick? It will go up eventually. Okay? And when I go to the daily, this will go down eventually. Somewhere in the next 1,000 years, right? Well, it could be in the next 1,000 hours. It could be in the next 1,000 minutes. Okay? But really, for this whole thing to work, you want the 4 hour to go up and become overbought. Ideally, it forms like a double top like I have here. And then this drops down to the next level, which would then pull this one down. So it's not whether which one has a higher weight or which one is better, which one is more truthful or believable or accurate. They're both exactly the same, except, and the algorithm is the same. The math is the same. The only thing different is the time frame in which it's measuring. So they're both exactly correct. Okay? Yep. No, Miles. Not well. The only way to do it is this stays oversold and falls and falls and falls and falls, but it will go up. Dollar's still weak, coming up to what is it? A weekly pivot point? Dollar index coming up to some sort of supportive pivot point, but dollar is ripper weak. Holy smokes! Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, pound seems to be one of the best. Luckily, that's the one we were on. CAD looks all right, poised to try to make a breakout. Remember yesterday we talked about the CAD yen being at the 4-hour 21. The Kiwi yen's on the 4-hour 21. The Aussie yen tested yesterday the 4-hour 21 and rallied. Some pretty nice moves, guys. Very nice moves. I'm going to show you like, let's do like something that we don't cover every day, like a CAD yen. And it's just another one that looks good. We talked about it yesterday. Here it is at the 4-hour 21. Let me zoom in. Right? Another way to look at it is roll reversal. Okay. Now put it back to the 4-hour. See that nice little 21? Okay. And you can take this even farther back. Right? Breakout pullback scenario. It's just a nice little trade. Okay. Look at daily 5 EMA. Again, roll reversal type idea. Now, it definitely has some vulnerability to the downside, but when you make trades like this, you ask yourself, what's the probability I'll be able to move my stop to break even? And the answer is very high. Okay. But just little things like buying at the 4-hour 21, right? What do I tell you? The reason the 21 is there is so that you can buy it. It's a dynamic level of support. And Aussie had a little more volatility to it, but very similar because I shouted all these out yesterday. Euro yen, another one, just beautiful off the 4-hour 21. But let's do Aussie first. Okay. Okay, back to the 21. Okay, little trick here, joop, 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 right? But that's where the moving average is. Okay. And then, oops, boy, that looks ugly. And then Euro yen, another one I shouted out yesterday. Okay, let's do like the 4-hour 21. See, up, down to the 21, up. You see this orange line? This is a roll reversal line. If you drag it farther out. Okay. This was that news we had last week. I can't even remember what it was now. But it spiked up into a reversal zone. We had a sell zone here and a sell zone here. The first one held beautifully. Look at that bearish engulfing candle. I don't even remember what that was. Not an NFP. It looks like an NFP, doesn't it? Gee whiz, I must be getting old. Okay, but look at it this way, guys. Up, down, up, right? Higher high, down to the 21. Up, should be going to the next level, which I already have marked here, which we did again last week. Very nice stuff. Oh, it's Draghi. You're right. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Guy. So you kind of get it, right? If it's trending up, you buy dips to the 21 if you're aggressive, right? So you have to pay attention to where the moving averages are. So let's call it a day. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And I'll be here again tomorrow. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for being a client of TradersWay.com. And if you're not, why don't you visit TradersWay.com and open up a demo account. Try out our execution. We have a couple of great platforms for you to try, MT4 and others. Test out our customer service. Give them a call. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. See you again tomorrow. Thanks for being on my team, guys. Cheers.